Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, at whatever time you decided to tune in to the We Power Daily podcast. I'm your host, P. Anthony, aka the Underground Professor. As one of my clients reminded me yesterday, um, they know me as Coach. They call me Coach Phil. So today, We Power on the We Power Daily, we pull out topics that I have during my coaching sessions with my clients. And yesterday, uh, we are talking about strategies and being able to take advantage of the opportunities that come across our path. And this topic that we'll talk about today is one that I've adopted from the Bible, actually, Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 and 8, I believe. I do know it's in Matthew chapter 7. It's not 11. Maybe, yeah, Matthew chapter 7, verses, I believe, 8 and 11. But anyway, meeting with my client and talking about a couple of opportunities that he has on his plate, that he's had on his plate for some time. And I didn't know about him, and the people in his immediate circle didn't know about him. And oftentimes, when we have opportunities that pop up, we kind of gatekeep them. And by opportunities in this scenario, in his particular sense, I'm talking about problems and obstacles that may pop up on our path. I'm looking at obstacles. I have learned to look at obstacles and problems as opportunities. And there's a secret sauce in being able to take advantage of the opportunities that pop up along our journey and on our path. And the We Power Daily is just an attempt to keep us encouraged, motivated, and inspired by pulling topics out of the conversations that I have during my coaching session. And so this particular word is actually an acronym. And just in having the conversation, having the coaching session with my client, talking about the opportunities that has popped up on his path, there was the secret sauce in being able to capture and take advantage and maximize these opportunities is one word that is actually an acronym that can be found in Matthew 7 and verses 7 and 8. And that acronym is simply A.S.K. Whenever you're coming across a situation or an obstacle or a problem or an opportunity, if you will, that pops up along your journey, the secret sauce in overcoming those obstacles, the secret sauce in maximizing that opportunity is simply ask. A.S.K. And if you're familiar with that particular passage of scripture, it simply means ask, seek, and knock. So my client had this particular issue, and as we walked it out, I didn't know that he had these particular opportunities. And as we talked it out, his problem, he was able to maximize his issue, his opportunity, by simply working out that acronym. And so what we did, we looked at the players on his team. We looked at the people on his team, his network, and we were able to maximize that opportunity to the point where it's what appeared to be an obstacle, would appear to be a problem. Again, we looked at them as opportunities, And once we worked out that acronym, ask, seeking, and knocking, that obstacle, that opportunity, that problem, we were able to solve, and not only solve, but solve uh, with profit, a nice profit from working out that acronym. Asking, we looked into his network, looked at the players on his team, and we began to ask some questions. As we begin to ask the questions, what you often find within your own network, on the We Power Daily, one of the early ones, I'm not sure the number, but go through and check them out. But there's a We Power Daily where we had the topic of use what you have. And so in looking at what my client had, he had a good team, a good network. And so more often than not, your problems, your obstacles, the solution is within your network. The solution is within your circle with the players that are on your team. And so we begin to ask throughout his network, throughout the players on his team, and in asking, we begin to receive answers that led us to start seeking out the answers, the directions that we had been given based upon our asking. And once we began to um, seek out the answers, seek out the direction that had been given from our asking, we found we found the right door to knock on, if you will. And we began to knock on that particular door. The door was open and problem was solved. We began to ask those who were on his team and his network. They gave us the answers that gave us the direction that we needed to start seeking. And we began to seek. And once we began seeking, we were able to find the door that we were seeking. We knocked on that door, and the door was open. And when the door was open, what was on the other side of that door allowed us to be able to solve his problem. And not only solve his problem, he came out uh, on the positive side of that. He came out with profit. So in this We Power Daily, I just want you to develop a routine, develop a system for the acronym ASK. And if you're have time, look up Matthew 7, verses 7 and 8 in the Bible, and just read it and meditate on it and see what that means and see how that can open up in your life. And think about it and develop a routine when you're facing something, or when you're in a stagnant situation, or you have an obstacle or opportunity that has popped up on your journey to next level success. Think about the acronym ASK. That's the secret sauce in being able to maximize the opportunities that pop up on your journey. A, ask. And when you ask, you'll receive answers that will point you in a direction. And when you get pointed in that direction, you begin to seek for that door that you will need to knock on. And when you knock on that door will be open. For the scripture says that anyone who asks receives, anyone who seeks finds, and anyone who knocks, the door shall be open. So when you're on your journey to reach next level success, no matter what that your journey may happen to be, the secret sauce in being able to maximize your opportunities can be found in the ask. The ask. The ask. A, ask. S, seek. K, knock. Put that in your quiver. Use that when necessary. Use that to maximize the opportunities that pop up on your journey in your efforts to reach next level success. I'm your host, P. Anthony, aka the Underground Professor. Glad you stopped by. Glad you took the time out to tune in. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe to this podcast, which can be found on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple platform, and many other different platforms. Like, share, and let somebody know that the We Power Daily podcast is lit. And as Zig Ziglar would say, have a better than good day.